The hardest part about starting a new research paper can be just coming up with an idea that's both feasible and also something that hasn't been done before and will advance the knowledge that we have on that particular topic. What makes a new research paper come together is really the ideas, and the way that those ideas get formed, often it happens very organically.
That's why it's so important to have great collaborators. When you think about the research process from the outside, like people often might think that, we are like this sterile scientists, like in white coats, who have like a plan and then they execute it and so on, right? But the truth is that it's kind of like more like you're an explorer there's a dark map and you explore the darkness. So it's this constant exploration process, and it's a constant back and forth.
It's undeniable that there's these huge costs to people who are the direct victims of school shootings. But again, there's this much larger group of individuals who experience these very traumatic events and then go on in life. And if they're experiencing any mental health impacts, those impacts could affect all aspects of their well-being. How well they do in school, whether they go to college, what kind of jobs they get, their relationships, their family formation, all of these aspects of well-being that we really care about. And if we want to really fully understand the complete full costs of school shootings, we really need to have a better sense of what are the entirety of the effects. The Washington Post has done a tremendous job of collecting and synthesizing data on school shootings. They estimate that between Columbine and today, there have been over 234 school shootings in America, and in total, over 240,000 students have been on school grounds. We took that data, and then we zoomed in on a time period that overlapped with our outcomes data, which is the prescription drug data.
As we get more and more data and a bit more data becomes available, everything interacts with each other. And it turns out that it's actually extremely useful, because what's very easy to measure in data is correlation, right? But like what we're ultimately interested in most policy contexts, is causation, whether X really causes Y or whether it's the other way around. And this really very much comes to the heart of economics, focusing on all these interactions between different factors.
T minus X.
We compared the total number of antidepressants prescribed by doctors who are located in close vicinity to where school shootings occurred. We find that 2 years after a fatal school shooting occurs, the average antidepressant prescription rate to youth under age 20 was about 21% higher than it was in nearby areas.
We were very surprised by how large the effects were and how persistent they were. So I think I would have thought that maybe we would see, a slight increase in antidepressant use that would last a couple of months. We can even extend the post period to 3 years following the shooting, and the effects aren't going away. If anything, they're going up. That's the main takeaway, is just sort of how large of an effect these events can have. And going back to the policy implications, I think it really means that policymakers, when we think about the costs of these events, need to take a much wider lens and recognize that it's not only going to be the victims who are killed, but also individuals in the local community who are exposed, either directly or indirectly, are also going to potentially have long-lasting implications.
From a researcher's perspective, it was just like, wow, this is a new fact. That's kind of the thing that we're after as researchers. And so that's really what motivated us in many ways to keep going. So that's where we're at. That's literally all it is. I view antidepressants as being one indicator of underlying mental health that we can actually measure in data in a consistent, large-scale way. What society should care about is that there's mental health costs associated with school shootings for individuals who survive them. We can document this very stark increase in antidepressant prescriptions, but exactly what to make of that and how to interpret it is harder.